Wow, what an incredible promise God gives us here, that God is going to give us the Holy Spirit of love, the presence, the power, the glory of the third person of the Trinity. The Holy Spirit, who is not just a dove or a fire, but the Holy Spirit who is love personified, who is God. God equals love. The Holy Spirit equals love. And you know that love is not a feeling. Feelings come and feelings go. But love is the power to say yes, the power to be generous, the power to be faithful, even when everything inside of us is telling us not to be. And love is being able to give even when you want to hold back. Love is to serve and to forgive even when you don't want to. Love is an action. Love is obedience to the yes you made on your wedding day. Love is my obedience to my ordination promises. Love is to be able to put others first, even when you don't want to. You see, love has moments of feelings, moments where we are enthused, and on your wedding day you're excited and you feel love and you feel you want to be close to that person. But there are days where you don't feel love, days where you find it so hard to move forward, days where it is so difficult to forgive, days it's even difficult to love ourselves. But this is why we need to be reminded that we are, when it comes to God and to obeying His promises, that it's about relationship. It's not obeying a set of laws. Who would want in their right mind just to obey a set of laws just because God said it, just because someone said it? Maybe some have the strength to do it, but without love, it is so hard. It is so difficult. But love is only possible if we keep moving forward in our relationship, if we keep serving even when it is difficult to serve. Before I was a seminarian, before I studied to become a priest, I had a girlfriend, and I was really happy. I thought I was going to take over my dad's business, and I was going to get married, and life was going to be amazing, that I had everything in order. I had these plans. And I loved this girl, and I would think about her all the time, and I would do anything for her. Whether I felt love or not, I would do anything to help and to serve her. And one day, one summer in Malta, it was like 41, 42 degrees, so hot outside that you wouldn't want to take a step outside. People between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock generally in Malta would shut down, so they wouldn't go out because it was so hot. People were sitting in their air-conditioned rooms. And I get a telephone call from my girlfriend, and she says, "Rob, can you come and pick me up because my car won't start?" And I'm thinking, the first thing I think is, okay, I'll do this. But then I start to think about what this meant, that I was going to go out in this 41-degree heat, this like crazy temperature, in a car which didn't have a roof, because literally it was a convertible, because the roof fell off. It was a rust bucket. It didn't have air conditioning, it didn't have a fan, but I went into my car and I drove through the midday road rage traffic, and I drove towards her work. But you know what? Once I started thinking about the fact that I was going to spend time with her, after I started thinking about that I get to spend the afternoon with her, and I get to serve her and get to make her feel happy because someone picked her up, the effort became so much more bearable, more tolerable. You see, I didn't worry about being stuck in traffic. I didn't worry about the heat on my head and on my face, because I was going to be with the one I loved. Now, this is why God gives us relationship. This is why God gives us the Holy Spirit. Because the Holy Spirit teaches us to love Jesus, to love the Father, to be able to obey those commands, to be able to put God first in our lives when it is sometimes so difficult. But I can tell you this, if you don't live your faith in relationship, if all it is for you is a bunch of rules and satisfying your conscience, then you're not going to be able to obey the commands of Christ. But if you are in love with God, if you're spending time in prayer, if you're enjoying the presence of God, if you're pursuing God with all of your heart, then it's going to be possible. Then you're going to be able to move forward. You see, you didn't need to tell me not to cheat on my girlfriend. You didn't need to tell me not to be faithful to her, because I was in love. And it's the same with us. That's where our strength to live the Christian life comes from, not through an obedience of law first, but through surrender to love. And so Jesus, teach us to love. Teach us to surrender to love. Teach us to spend time with you. Teach us that it's not about the law, but it's about relationship. Relationship with the Holy Spirit. Relationship with God. Relationship with love personified.